Welcome, colleagues. This is a presentation on how to create e-textbooks using open source information. I'm basically going to explain to you the difference between traditional publishing and open access textbooks. Okay? This is basically just a general guide on how to create open access course materials. Again, the agenda for the day is what is an open access textbook? And who is allowed to create textbooks, who can create textbooks, advantages of open access textbooks. OA from now on will be referring to open access textbooks, and how do you go about finding open access textbooks. And also, if you want to create your own open access textbooks, I will show you some of the resources that you can use to create that material. Or basically, what is an open access textbook? An open textbook is an openly licensed textbook offered online by its authors, and usually they use a Creative Commons license, which a Creative Commons is a non-profit organization that works to make it easier to share, reuse, repurpose, and remix creative material. It does this by providing free licenses that let creators give permission in advance for certain uses of their material. And basically, there's a difference between a traditional copyright and the licensing that applies to open access textbooks. With traditional copyright, a work cannot be used, adapted, copied, or published without the creator's permission. All original work is protected under copyright when it's created. In South Africa, you don't register copyright. The minute you put down something in material form, either electronically or you write it down, there is copyright in it. It doesn't even have to be original. As long as it's original, but the quality of it is not important. So once you put something down in material form, whether it's in a song, whether you record a song or write a book, there is automatic copyright in it. And copyright lasts for the duration of the creator, and 50 years after that, the death of the creator, the work falls into the public domain. Okay. With Creative Commons license, work may be used without permission, but only under certain circumstances. Creators set rules for the way their work is used. And I'll explain those different icons that pertain to how the different uses the material can be used. Only work that creators have chosen to designate as Creative Commons apply as Creative Commons. And public domain means that work where there is no longer copyright in the work. Basically, anybody can use the work as they feel free to. For example, books, for example, like Shakespeare's books, they've been published a long time ago. There is no longer any copyright in them. You can do as you please with them without having to worry about infringing somebody else's copyright. Okay, now I'm just going to explain some of the difference between the Creative Commons licenses. The first one is the simplest one to understand. When you see that icon, it's an attribution. This license lets others distribute, remix, tweak, and build upon your work, even commercially, as long as they give credit for the original creation. This is the most accommodative of licenses offered. Recommend for maximum dissemination and use of licensed material. Basically, when you see this license, you can use the work as you see fit, as long as you attribute the original creator of the work. That's all you have to do. You can even sell your own work. Also, you don't have to allow other people to use it. You can, for example, change the license. You can say, you can only use it, but pay me certain royalties as long as you credit the original creator of the work. The second one, the ND, attribution, no derivatives. Basically, this license allows for redistribution, commercial and non-commercial, as long as it is passed along unchanged and in whole with credit to you. So you can use this, but you cannot change it. The first one, you can add to it. You can remove certain parts of it and remake it and make it your own work. This one, you can only distribute it commercially or non-commercially, but you cannot add to it. The next one, attribution non-commercial. This basically means that you can use the work, attribute it, tweak it, build upon your work, but you cannot commercialize the final product. Okay? And this one, attribution share alike. This license lets others remix, tweak, and build upon your work, even for commercial purposes, as long as they credit you and license their new creations under their identical terms. This license is often compared to copyleft, free and open source software licenses. All new works based on your work will carry the same license, so any derivative will also allow commercial use. This is the license used by Wikipedia and is recommended for material that will benefit from incorporated content from Wikipedia and similar license projects. Basically, other people can add to it, But whatever edition you make, you have to use the same license to share it with other people. And attribution, non-commercial, no derivative. The license is the most restrictive of the 6 main licenses, only allowing others to download your work and share them with others as long as they credit you, but they can't change them in any way or use them commercially. Like, for example, our thesis here at the university, that have been digitized online. Other people can use them, download them, and share them, but they cannot commercialize them. You can't sell UJ theses and dissertations. And attribution, non-commercial, share alike. The license lets others remix, tweak, and build upon your work non-commercially, as long as they credit you and license their new creations under the identical terms. And who is allowed to create open textbook? Basically, because there's so much free material online. How do you distinguish what is quality material and what is a proper textbook that is suitable for using at a university? Open textbooks are usually created by faculty and researchers from colleges and universities around the world. Usually teams of authors, illustrators, and editors are often paid by academic departments or supported through grants or foundations. And once the work is done, it is up to the lecturer to evaluate the final product. So the lecturer will use the same formula they use to evaluate any other textbook to say, is the quality right? Is it appropriate for my class? Can I use it? And then they will make the final decision whether the work is appropriate for them. And how do you go about finding open access textbooks? You can, for example, there's BC Campus, which is a list of open textbooks created by the British Columbia Ministry of Advanced Education, Innovation and Technology. There's OpenText College, which is a high-quality open textbook publisher based out of Rice University. Open College textbooks, which lists open textbooks by subject, many of which have been peer-reviewed. There's also a directory of open access books, and which are academic peer-reviewed books. And there's MELO, which is a community of staff, volunteers, and members who work together in various ways to provide users with open educational resources, teaching and learning materials with a wealth of services and functions that can enhance their instructional experience. And also on our own University of Johannesburg Library website, we have a link to all these resources that you can go to download and find out any material that you want to use in your own teaching. And what are the advantages of open access textbooks? They're easily customizable. You can change them as you see fit without having to worry about infringing copyright. New editions are optional. You don't have to worry about editors usually creating new editions to make money every year whenever there's a need for you. So it will depend on the need of the lecturer and the students. Corrections are immediate. You can go in the textbook itself and correct it without having to wait for publishers to do so. And also, there's a tremendous cost savings for students, and thus lowering one economic barrier to tertiary education. And also, you can distribute to your students via online or downloadable PDF or print on demand. And how do you go about creating open access textbooks? Suppose you want to download a course reader and you want to use some chapter from other books or journals, you need to license the material from published sources. At the university, when lecturers want to put together a course reader, we have to go through DALRO to license the material. So whenever you take a chapter from a journal or from a book, we have to license through DALRO to do that. With open access textbooks, we can skip that chapter because we don't have to worry about copyright. Okay? Also, there are easy to use software tools for writing or customizing open access textbooks. And one of the resources that I'm going to demonstrate right now is CK12, which is an online platform that you can register and create your own textbooks. Basically, with CK12, it already has populated different subjects, matters there, for example, biology, science, economics, and I think also mathematics. So there are different subject matters with textbooks already on the platform. So you register, once you register, you can search the site, collect different chapters to create your own textbook. Or as a lecturer, you yourself can download your own teaching material from your own lecture notes. You can cut and paste into the CK12, create a title for your book, create metadata, name all the chapters as you go about, and also once you've done that, you can also do a summary of the chapter and any other detail that you see fit, and then the final textbook would look like this. So you can download the chapter in PDF or for mobile platforms, and also with EPUB, which is the most popular form of e-textbook that lecturers use. The other platform is called Melo. Melo is also is a free and open peer-reviewed collection of online teaching and learning materials and faculty-developed services contributed and used by an international education community. Like CK12, you register on it, you indicate your discipline, your teaching. It could be science, could be biology, could be mathematics. Affiliation will be like a university. What university do you work at, or what research institution are you based at? And also you can create a username and password. And once you've done that, you can create the title of your book, the description of what the book is about, the category, the author, that will be you or other people you're working with, and any other optional information that you see that is necessary for the students to understand. And again, like CK12, you can search the website, go through all the different subjects that are available, see what is relevant. Also on the right side, you can see all the peer reviews, what other people who've used the material think of it. You can also rate it yourself and also create your own personal collections. And also you can create learning exercises. The platform allows you to create learning exercises that students can go in and actually test themselves on the platform. And once you've done that, you can download the materials as a PDF and put it on blackboards. And in conclusion, open access textbooks, they meet the cost of learning outcomes. Open access textbooks are free to students. They eliminate the problem of textbook costs, and they improve cost learning outcomes as a result. And thank you very much. That is the presentation.